What's going on, y'all? UCF Jaguar back with GenJag.com, and I am super pumped because I am finally making my Bengals preview video. I feel like it's been forever since we went to Indianapolis and whooped the Colts' ass, but this Sunday we are having a teal out at Everbank Field, and I am so hyped, so hopefully we can get this dub. So let's go ahead and break it down.
It's a foot race. Robinson and Browner, and it's Robinson who wins it. Touchdown, Jacksonville. His 14th win. Bortles with time, looking deep for Robinson, and the catch is.
So before I get into the Bengals, I just want to talk about the Jaguars injury report real quick because there's kind of a lot going on. First of all, D.D. Westbrook is finally back off of the IR. He's been practicing this week, and Doug Marrone hasn't stated whether or not he's going to be active or inactive, but I firmly believe that he's going to be active, and Doug Marrone is just trying to play like mind game, not necessarily mind games, but just try not to give the Bengals, something to scout. But with D.D. Westbrook playing, you wonder how much impact he's going to have and like how much he's going to get the ball. With me, if I were to guess it, I think he's going to get at least 3 looks. I think we are probably going to try to get him on a bubble screen. I think we're going to try to hit him on a quick slant. And I think we're probably going to try to go deep, like hit him on a ball deep. That's really what I want to see out of Westbrook. We'll see how many yards he gets. He has a potential to really break one long, but with me, I expect him to probably get 3 receptions out of this game. Also, a couple of injuries for the Jaguars that have been a little bit concerning have been, first of all, Brandon Linder. He's been out for a long time with some kind of illness. I presume it's probably mono, but I'm not going to state stuff that the Jaguars haven't already said. But it's kind of interesting with Brandon Linder because Doug Marrone says that he hasn't really gotten all that much thinner. He hasn't really lost much weight, but Ryan O'Halloran on the radio this week said that he does look noticeably thinner. So it'll be interesting to see how well he plays, and I do expect him to play because he's not on the injury report, but they're playing a heck of a D-line this weekend, so I'll get to that in a minute. But also, Leonard Fournette will be playing. Now, Leonard Fournette, it seemed like what happened with the Colts game is that he could have played, but they saw it and they said, hey, we're playing the Colts today. After this, we have a bye week. We have a potential to give this guy 2 weeks rest. So Leonard Fournette going into this game on Sunday, he's going to have basically 3 weeks since he last touched the football field. So plenty of rest for a bell cow guy. I hopefully expect a big game out of him, and love my running back Leonard Fournette. There are 3 Jaguars that are on the injury report, and they were limited in practice this week. Marquise Lee with a knee, Cam Robinson with his ankle, and AJ Cann with his triceps. Now, AJ Cann says that he does expect to play on Sunday. It's kind of interesting with these linemen because I feel like the only position that really gets these tricep injuries are linemen. So that's just a little bit of a side note. But Cam Robinson, he's been limited at practice this week. We'll see if he's going to be a go this weekend. If he's injured, I hope they don't push him too hard. I'd rather be able to save what we have instead of pushing him out on the field when he doesn't need to be out there. But also Marquise Lee, we'll see what happens with him. I think he got dinged up at some point this week, but he has a knee, so he's been limited in practice. But I believe he had the same knee injury the last game, but he was able to be a go, with the same kind of limited practice schedule like he had that week. But we'll see what's going on with that. Now we'll go ahead and talk about the Bengals now. Now the Bengals have been a really weird and frustrating team to watch just because they have a great defense. They have a top 5, top 10 defense, but their offense has been piss poor. They've been, nicked with all kinds of injuries, and not only injuries, but they let their 2 best offensive linemen basically walk in free agency last year with guys like Andrew Whitworth, their left tackle, and Kevin Zeitler, their right guard. And that's left a huge gaping hole, literally a hole in their starting offensive line, and really they haven't been able to get really any kind of run game going. And they have some really good running backs. They've got, they drafted Joe Mixon in the 2nd round this year. They also have guys like Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard. So they have some good talent there, but they haven't been able to get the run game going. And that's hurt the passing game. And one thing that's really hurt the passing game was their number 9 overall pick with John Ross. He's been extremely injured this year, and that was a big knock on him going into the draft. The guy gets injured a lot. And he's had a few different kinds of injuries this year, and he's literally only been on the football field for 11 snaps this year. They drafted John Ross because they thought he'd be a really good complement to AJ Green in that system, but obviously a lot of it also has to do with the blazing speed he put up at the NFL draft or NFL combine. Like, if he would have been wearing Adidas shoes or Nike shoes, he would have had his own island. It was actually Adidas shoes, but I don't like Adidas. It's all about Nike. But with Andy Dalton, he really hasn't been playing all that well either. Now, a lot of it's obviously due to their running game not doing well and just their offense not clicking at all. But, you know, he's made like a lot of like mental errors. I remember in the last game, it was like a 4th down and they were going for it and he like threw the ball away. It was just really dumb. But, you know, there's the Bengals right now, they are sitting behind, I think, what is a lame duck coach. I'm surprised Marvin Lewis didn't get fired last year, but I definitely think he's getting fired this year. But what is helping out the Bengals is their defense. The defense is the reason why they've won the last 3 of their 4 games. They probably have a top 5, top 10 defense in the league. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with their defensive line. They've got pass rushers like Carl Lawson, Jordan Lewis, former Gator Carlos Dunlap, and Geno Atkins. And Geno Atkins is an incredible player. He's probably, him and Aaron Donald are definitely the 2 best 3 techniques in the league. So that's going to be a definite test for our offensive line and our running game. So hopefully we can get something going with Leonard Fournette on the ground against these guys. But it's interesting the way their cornerbacks were, because they pretty much like cycle in like 4 different guys and they're able to do it pretty successfully. So, you know, don't really see many teams do that. But, you know, they also have Vontaze Burfict over the middle. I can never say this guy's name right, but he's over there guarding the middle of the field after an injury. He basically slid to the middle linebacker spot. But their defense has been playing really good. The Bengals started off the year 0-3. They've won their last 3 out of 4 games, so they're sitting at a 3-4 record right now. Now, some of my keys for the game, I think we have to be able to, you know, stop the run. Once they like when the Bengals can't run the ball, they can't do anything, and their offense looks awful. And then if their offense plays bad, then we're able to get to like what, a 10-14 point lead. Then we force the Bengals into passing situations, and then you know what happens when teams try to pass on us when they're desperate to pass? Nothing good happens. You know, we have AJ Boye, Jalen Ramsey out there covering out there, making all kinds of, you know, wreaking all kinds of havoc. So I think if we're able to stop the run game and, you know, force these guys to pass the ball, I think it'll be a good recipe for success for our team. It'll be interesting to see how much our new toy Marcel Darius plays. I honestly expect him to start over Avery Jones, to be completely honest with you. If I'm sitting here having to like put money on it, nothing guaranteed, but that's just my opinion. Another key to this game is I think we have to start passing on first down more. Bortles, he has like a below 60% completion percentage on the year, but on first downs he's completing over 70% of passes. And I think when Blake Bortles gets thrown early, when they let him open up the playbook a little bit and show that they have some trust in him, it looks like he has some better games. So I'd really like to see some more passes on first down because, you know, hopefully eventually throughout the year we'll be able to start establishing that more. Then teams will start respecting our pass game a little more to open things up for Leonard Fournette. And key number 3, I think it's going to be like use our home field advantage. There are all kinds of fans going to be there in teal. Hopefully we pack the house. If you're watching this, everyone go to the Jaguars game so we can show out against these guys. I really want to get our first home victory of the year, so I'll have to drive my ass back to Orlando with a headache after watching shitty football. But that's just me. Hopefully we can get in there. We can establish that home field advantage, really get our first back-to-back victories. We keep going on this win crap. So that'll be nice to get our first back-to-back victory and be able to get our first home win. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to have a winning record, you're going to have to win back-to-back at some point. You know what I mean? If you keep winning and losing, you're going to be 8-8, and that's not going to get you in the playoffs. So yeah, that about wraps up my video. Huge shout out to my man Angelo for hooking me up with a 50-yard line club seat ticket. Super appreciative, super pumped for that. And if you're going to the Jaguar game, catch me at the Generation Jaguar tailgate. So with all that said, it's your boy UCF Jaguar coming at you guys from GenJag.com, and I'm out.
Talked about it a little bit, you know, with Scott and Nate, you know, and they're kind of me here and there.